Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need? Shadow read for this full moon in Pisces to new moon in Libra, September 2022. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. They're my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, 24 years in service at the time of this recording, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. There is a link in the description box if you want to check it out. Dedication to my mom. You can preview it, see the dedication to my mom, who at the time of this recording I will be traveling up north to see to possibly purchase a house. Can you believe it? Moving and all of that. So very, very excited about that. So I'm doing these in advance. You'll probably actually get this when I'm already in Saratoga because I'm a Virgo and I can schedule shit. You know what I mean? Anyway, that being said, I'm also a creator on Patreon. Patreon.com/drawingthecircle. Loving it there so very much. My humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses, and maybe at this point I did add mystic. I don't know. By the time you see that, this is going to happen. I got a lot to get done in a short amount of time. But I do love it over there. And if you are an artistic, creative type in any way, shape, or form, I highly recommend checking out Patreon for yourself. It's a subscription service. A lot of RuPaul's Drag Race girls are using it. And I am glad to be serving there as well. Every morning, cup of coffee in my bathrobe, talking about the astrological weather, the spiritual implications of said astrological weather, the magical applications, as well as we end with a little prayer, a little blessing, just to, kind of get grounded and centered for the day ahead. And it is an unlisted YouTube link, so actually my patrons can chat with me in the mornings, which is just a gas. We're having a lot of fun over there. So if you want the deeper experience, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Malcolm, Patreon on Patreon. Because trust me, I am the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. You can call me Mal. And I'm in a good mood. Not just because of, my own future prospects and plans, but happy to do these 8-card draws. So I know that they will get out in time before the full moon in Pisces. But let's get down to business. If you are new to the channel, an 8-card draw is just one card from 8 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline. In this case, a waning moon from full to new. We'll talk about that in a minute. Really, the idea is that you have the opportunity to shift from a more shadow to light timeline, toxic to healthy, lead to gold. Lead has 3 more atoms than gold, and not just to shift that timeline for yourself with your own personal alchemy, but to shift the entire planet into a healthier timeline. It's the best way I think I could say it at the moment. So let's look at the timeline now that you got the gist. We have some feline intervention going on around the house today. I'm keeping my eye on my kitty cats, all 3 of them boys. Let's look at the timeline. We are looking at the full moon in Pisces, Saturday, September 10th, 5:59 a.m. Let's just say 6 a.m. Eastern. I am in New York. That is the full moon I was born on. September 6th, 1968 was just on the waxing side of that full moon on a Labor Day weekend, if I remember correctly. Not that I remember it all that well, because I was just born. And then we are looking at the 2 weeks following the letting go, the releasing, the surrendering, the forgiveness, the alchemy, getting rid of them 3 atoms in lead to make it gold, to the new moon in Libra, Friday, September 25th, 5:55 p.m. Eastern. Now I'm going to say, a new moon in Libra on Friday, the day of Venus. A Libra ruled by Venus. That sounds like a love magic day if ever I heard of one. And, just wait till 5:55 p.m. Eastern time and then do it. Oh, I'll be doing something for that. Oh, I got love spells. Woo, do I got love spells. And maybe not so much love. Plenty of booty call spells. Not that I use them that much anymore. I don't need to. I don't care to. That being said, it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'm going to do the best that I can to keep these light, to keep these fun, so that you can get the information, inspiration, insight needed to clear to weed the garden, right? So that you can plant new seeds for that new moon in Libra. Cool. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And I will do the best to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace. So for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, check the other ones to get more information about the scenario we're about to look at. Or maybe you got 4 different scenarios you got to weed the garden about, so to speak. Other than that, just know that the reason why I do these readings is because I really get how important and helpful they are to help shift this world to a more healthy, loving, truthful, and I would think just overall better timeline than the ones we've been in. But so it's been since Jump, apparently. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. And I'll give you my best to help you, help all of us. Oh, and cross-watchers, you applied this shadow work to yourself? Oh, and there's a whole section of videos in the description box below about shadow work you might want to go check out. But if you're doing this, you're not just doing it for you. You're helping the Aries collective, not just the Aries you might be cross-watching for. Please take a nice deep breath. From explanation to divination, here we go. Still point. And away we go. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine, the angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the general assembly, the higher selves of all involved, the spirit animals, totems, Lord Ganesh himself, as well as the pantheons of all pantheons, all traditions, lineages, and cultures. Probably one per each makes up the pantheon of pantheons. I'm sure they have a rotating schedule. Please, using the Caroline Mace archetype cards, what is the dominant 8th chakra archetype to be alchemized from shadow to light, pain to peace, toxic to healthy, lead to gold for the Aries collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, this full to new September 2022. The student archetype, wisdom family archetype of the 9 different families, right? The wisdom family archetype, the shadow indicates the shadow work involved. You can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I'm not really a student. I'm a brilliant teacher. I'm a horrible student because I'm self-taught. I'm an autodidact. So you learn with Sacred Contracts by Caroline Mace. Explains a lot of it for you. The light is what you're shooting for, and you're hoping everybody else do this shift too. The shadow attribute of the student, arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge, right? Like, I know how to play shit up, you know. Unwillingness to translate knowledge into action is usually more the case, and I see that a lot. People on the spiritual path, like they'll read the 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, but they don't really apply it, right? It's like, oh, I read a book. Oh, I got a reading. Well, if you don't apply the knowledge that you got, it doesn't become wisdom. Knowledge plus experience equals wisdom. The light attribute you're shooting for, humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. That I have in a spiritual way. Just please, don't make me do math. Especially once they start mixing letters in there. It's cuckoo bananas to me. So the student archetype hovering over your head, sending down the codes to all the other chakras in your energy field, shifting their electromagnetic balance so that you attract and repel what you need and don't need to fulfill this in this timeline. So let's look at the next 4 down. Daughters of the Moon Tarot will be the heart, throat, third eye crown, the interior world, the feminine energy, your yin dynamic, 2nd level of power, creative intuition, all that jazz. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. That feels very sweet. As I call upon my goddesses of fire, sign of Aries, powers of the south, please, 1 card in clarity for that Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, and cross watcher watching this video, receiving this reading, to help them do the shadow work. Shadow work has got to start in the throat chakra because that's choice and willpower, right? It can be delayed but not prevented. They want to alchemize it today, tomorrow, next week, next year, next life. 10 lifetimes from now it can be delayed but not prevented. So give them the clarity, guidance, and grace that they need in the interior world, the feminine energy, to do the shadow work of the student archetype. This full to new September 2022. Well, don't you just have the Phoenix card rising from the ashes, the death card? I just did the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign work, career, vocation read, and this was in it. Getting these done ahead of time, so I won't be as pressed, and I won't have to do so much while I'm up visiting my family and possibly buying a house. So when it's a major arcana card, all of them, heart, third eye, crown, it's all of it. So it's not just a heart or a third eye thing, but it is definitely the furnace of transformation, the crucible, not to be Arthur Miller about it. The death card is not the end. It's halfway through pretty much. It's the 13th card out of a 21, 22 card, sometimes 23 cards, depending on the artist, cycle of the major arcana. So you are learning something, but inside of you it is transforming you, or the transformation is leading the learning here. If you can be open to lifelong learning and not lock down your conclusions of what you think things are, right? Humility, the grace of humility, first grace and the last grace I talk about in my book, Words of Grace. It is my saving grace personally. Grant me the maiden grace of humility to know that I do not know, but I am willing to be shown. It is a shield against humiliation, because if you openly say, no, I know that I don't know, then how can you be humiliated? Right? It's like you're doing the best that you can. It's just a more open-hearted way, a more innocent, in quotes, way of doing that. So know that things are transforming inside of yourself as you do this, but this is sort of a shadow work card, because alchemy needs that. It is transformation, burning off those three added atoms, the three atoms in lead to make gold. Cool. Major Arcana Aries Collective. Let's get the lower three chakras, the masculine energy, the yang dynamic. You from the outside looking in at yourself horizontally, maybe you from the inside looking out at a person, place, or thing, because lower three chakra dynamic is relationships in the physical world. Root chakra, groups, tribes, circles of friends, your favorite band, your ball team, right? Anything you feel connected, the human race, your ancestral heritage, right? All of that is tribal in the root chakra. Second chakra, relationship to another person, place, or thing. Also money, sex, and power, creativity, that kind of stuff. Solar plexus, your relationship to yourself in the world, your honor code, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't, your boundaries, your survival intuition that usually nobody else gets in that moment, so you can bounce it off other people, but it's going to come down to how much do you trust your gut, so your relationship to yourself in the world. Let's see what hits the table. Mythic Tarot. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon my gods of fire, the sign of Aries, powers of the south, please, one card in clarity for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. What do they need to be aware of on the outside, right? Outside looking in, inside looking out, lower three chakra dynamic, to alchemize this student archetype. In the 8th with the Phoenix card. It feels like it's underway, maybe at the time of their watching this. So, help them out. What do they need to be aware of? Lower three chakra to help them alchemize this, do the shadow work, this full to new September 2022. 9 of Cups. If this is you from the outside looking in, this is really good emotionally. I know it's the wish fulfillment card and all of that, and that might be part of the motivation, right? You're learning something, maybe the hard way, with that Phoenix death card on the inner, going through some transformation. But I have to say, the 9 of Cups to me is really about the fulfillment of self-love. Right? Loving yourself, being in like emotional balance in the best possible way, independent of everybody else. Ten of Cups comes along in this deck. That's the true love card, right? Where somebody shows up with a cup of love and then you're at the 10. And, you know, that's not always romantic sexual. But this could be as well as you really looking at something that is an emotional, you know, from the inside out. You looking at a person, place, or thing that is part of your wish fulfillment, right? And you got to learn. So are you willing to take the journey? Okay. 3 out of 8 done. Let's get you a healing mantra from the Metcon Healing Mantra deck. 1 of 1, 2, 3, 4 bookie book reads. I know these are long, but I think these are the most important things. The 5-card draw new moon reads and the 8-card draw full moon reads, I think, are the most important because they really help you navigate through the day-to-day for a specific period of time. I find them helpful for myself. So, the healing mantra, bring the chakras into alignment to help you do the alchemy and essentially to heal, because this is a healing mantra deck. Please take a nice deep breath. Got it. Still point. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of Wisdom, so we've got a Wisdom Family archetype on the table here, a very important soul power needed on planet Earth right now, obviously. Please, beloved ones, 1 card in clarity, the perfect healing mantra for the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Suns, and Cross Watchers watching this video and receiving this reading to help them alchemize the lead to gold, the shadow to light, the pain to peace of the student with that alchemical part of the death card, the Phoenix, right? Rising from the ashes. Let the ash leave and the purity of who they are rise with that 9 of Cups on the inner, on the outer. Whether that's them really kind of coming across as maybe being someone else's wish fulfillment, but certainly that lovely, lovely vibe of emotional love and emotional, not independence, but a healthy sense of loving self, very heart open. It's a perfect healing mantra for them to help them do this. This full to new September 2022. Honoring adversity. You ready for this? A fire reveals a path of renewed direction once the burning is complete. You may not know what to do, right? And it's just like where the world is right now at the time of this recording. There's so much up in the air. And look, I take clients all the time. So depending on where they are in the United States or around the world, right? It's like their concerns are all different, but yet the world itself is going through adverse conditions. So to honor that, it's a very powerful mantra. A fire reveals a path of renewed direction once the burning is complete. And we didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world be turning. It starts with an H mark, alphabetical, raised by a nursery school teacher. You know how to do this. Take this in. Honoring adversity, a fire reveals a path of new direction once the burning is complete, right? Fire reveals a path of renewed direction once the burning is complete. When adversity is honored, life is appreciated as oscillating. I know the word, just the lining here is a little weird today. When adversity is honored, life is appreciated as oscillating cycles of deterioration and renewal. Deterioration is the natural process of new things becoming old, while renewal is the process of old things becoming new. As you learn to honor these two interconnected processes just as naturally as the changing of seasons, you are able to embrace adversity. It is not a punishment, but a gift of renewal birthed out of the ashes of erosion. Come on. Come on. It's in the reading already. This mantra is ideal for processing unforeseen changes, overcoming superstitious beliefs, and surrendering the ego. That makes sense for a 9 of Cups on the outer too. This feels doable. This actually feels really, really nice. Halfway there. Oh, are you living on a prayer? John Bon Jovi, he's still so beautiful. So fair. The straight ones. Anyway, let's move along to deck number 5. The Whispers of Love often turns the party. If this is romantic sexual, which I could get that. Look, everybody's going through adversity in some way, shape, or form, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, because that's what the planet is right now. The whole planet's going through Kali Yuga right now. Yeah, look that up. Kalayuga. I didn't make it up. But it's the voices of the higher selves of all involved. So the more you kind of process this, do the shadow work, honor the adversity, you're going to be helping every person on planet Earth, because everybody's dealing with adversity. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Tingle, 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 as I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video and receiving this reading, a piece of information, inspiration, insight needed to help them do the shadow work of the student in the 8th. The Phoenix, the Death card on the inner, Knight of Cups on the outer, honoring adversity, just waiting for it to stop burning so they can get their renewed path. This full to new September 2022. Love endures. Love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. But yet that doesn't mean that the ego, right? Surrendering the ego doesn't mean, oh, I'm done with it, it's gone. It often means saying that we're going to go through this fire, and the ego, which doesn't want to endure. It doesn't want to deal with adversity. It wants what it wants. And as soon as it gets what it wants something else, right? And that's not bad. That's just the human condition. Where the soul is the eternal, immortal love that you are. And that does endure. So in honoring the adversity, maybe this is about you really alchemizing the lead to gold, the pain to peace, and integrating that ego, healing that ego. It's not that the ego is destroyed, it's integrated by the soul, but there's the human, the hero, the immortal, and the god, goddess, higher self, right? So it's ego, personality, soul, and spirit. So the hero is in between those two, and that's the one that chooses, and that's the free will part. So it's really the hero that does the shadow work. The ego doesn't want to do it at all, and the soul's like, yeah man, that's what we came here to do. Let's shift timelines, dude. Love endures. As you honor adversity, going through alchemy, and being a lifelong openness and humility to learning, sounds like it's making sense. But our last 3 are so much fun. Because if you're going to do the shadow work, it is a hero's journey. It's nice to have your animal oracle with you, right? We all have animal spirits and totems. They're not exactly the same thing, but I think it serves for a general read. So we're going to use the Divine Animals Oracle by Stacy DeMarco to get you an oracle message, as well as from the Animal Kingdom Pantheon, that they can offer the help. They're there anyway. Breathe. Still point. As I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, who walks with them, who swims with them, who crawls with them, who flies with them, helping them to do the shadow work with the student. Phoenix on the inner, 9 of Cups on the outer, honoring adversity, because love endures. And sometimes we don't find out that love endures until we honor the adversity and wait for that fire to stop burning so we can find our renewed path, our renewed anything, really. So please, what is the Divine Animals Oracle to help them with this shadow work, this full to new September 2022? The horse. I love this card. I mean, just, it's gorgeous. It's a horse, a white horse, like dashing through a portal, and in this lighting, that's the lighting I need here. But then I might appear shiny. No one needs to look too shiny on YouTube. So we are looking at card number 24. Freedom is your key word. The horse. Of course, of course. Wilbur. Just going to read you the first part and the last part of this wonderful bookie book chock full with information. The horse, keyword freedom. To be truly free, we must learn true independence. Sounds like Aries to me. Trust yourself, as listening to people who may have other agendas is not always the way to make good, clear decisions. Much. Individuation from our parents is a natural process, although it is often fraught with difficulty on both sides. Your true power resides in your ability to always know you have a choice, and it is yours to make. So you are free to linger in the lead as long as you like. They don't judge anyway. That's just sending you down a little bit more leaded timeline than a little bit more golden timeline day by day. That's how much power you have. So you can honor this adversity or not. You can endure this or not. But where you're headed for, that openness to lifelong learning, that's a lot more exciting than locking down what everything means. And what do we know? We don't see the whole picture. I'm going to read you Horse Magic. Horse magic is profoundly free and powerful. To ride a horse at full gallop is to experience a sacred bolt of the most primal liberty. When you are feeling trapped or small, expand your field by calling for their energy. There's also a long history in physical and mental healing with horse energy, and this can be used when you are ill or unstable. Horse energy invokes a calm and solid presence. It can be used to quiet your spirit if you are feeling disturbed. Horse magic is also an expression of trust. Now, that might be more than just trust in another person, by the way. Trust in yourself, trust in the process. Horse magic is also an expression of trust. A powerful horse can go anywhere it wants, yet it is willing to be led. A person trusts a horse to be sure-footed, leap, and run away from danger, while the horse trusts the human to be its partner, to not hinder, to take care of it, to guide it. It can be a very deep bond if you allow it to be. If you were ever doubting yourself, maybe, or feeling trapped, maybe, engage some horsepower, expand your field by calling for their energy. That's very, very cool. I love horsies. Of course I wanted one as a kid. Thank God we didn't get one. That would have been a nightmare. I mean, I'd rather go visit a stable than have to muck one out. You know what I'm saying? I'm a card reader. I'm a professional witch. Plus, horsies want to be free. Oh, man. Let's do the Whispers of Lord Ganesh. I love this deck, and I think it's perfect for a shadow read. It's perfect for shadow work because he is the elephant-headed Hindu god of wealth and prosperity, and he's wonderful, but he's mostly known in the East, in the West at least, as a remover of obstacles. So if you look at those 3 atoms in lead to make it gold, there you have it. Those are some obstacles that he can help. I'm going to read it from the bookie book. This book is gorgeous. The deck is gorgeous. And I love Lord Ganesh. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Beloved Lord Ganesh, 1 card in clarity, please, for the Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading to help them remove the obstacles, those symbolic atoms in lead that are the obstacles to the revelation of gold. What have you got for them, please, to help them do this shadow work to alchemize the student? Phoenix on the inner, 9 of Cups on the outer, honoring adversity, love enduring. With freedom, breaking chains feels like on some level. Please, what is your oracle, your message, your guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power for the Aries and cross watchers this full to new September 2022? Achievement. That's a word I know Aries like. Dated a bunch of them. Achieving that moment, at least. Card number 42. Achievement. This is all just one page. That's a page and 2 lines, but these are beautiful. Breathe. Card number 42, achievement. You are surrounded by abundance and prosperity, luxury and quality, prestige and sophistication, value and elegance. I can hear it now through space and time. I'm going, what? Where? But if you're honoring adversity, I get that though. I get what this is saying. Many stories relate to Ganesha. Many stories relate that Ganesha has 2 wives, Siddhi, S-I-D-D-H-I, which means success, and Riddhi, R-I-D-D-H-I, prosperity. The symbolism of these 2 women indicates that if you walk on the path set by Ganesha, success and prosperity are guaranteed to always be by your side. The search for material success seldom brings with it achievement of spiritual goals. Ganesha wishes you to realize that by actively developing your spirituality and consciously working with the divine, you will experience positive flow-on effects working in all areas of your life and your existence. When you stay connected to your spiritual nature, you have a more serene mind, developed an accepting perception of yourself. An accepting perception of yourself. I like that. This attitude will help your heart open to spiritual matters. A high level of self-mastery coupled with a high ethical practice will increase the likelihood of enjoying material success. So this is part of what you're learning as a student. As more people discover the rewards of a more dynamic and fulfilling spiritual life, this success will become the norm in society and not the exception for a few eccentric individuals. I feel seen. The more relationships among human beings develop into true kinship, the more humanity can achieve beyond the present limits of knowledge and material measures of success. Thank you for the quantum aspect, beloved Lord Ganesha. Whoops. I skipped a page. There we go. Become part of a brotherhood governed by love, working towards building a happier, more loving, and productive global society. So that's the thing. Like I said, this adversity, I mean, I guess there's like 2% of the people on the planet that aren't feeling that adverse about it, but everybody else, right? What's the predominant? They don't understand. That's what shifts climates. That sort of vibration, that unity. Really, it's just the 8th chakra of all of us attracting and repelling what we need to heal, to grow, to learn, to evolve, and be the best that we can be. So there is a huge potential of achievement here. But with freedom, this could be you achieving is probably the better word, obviously, some freedom here, right? Really gaining some sort of aspect, maybe even a freedom from adversity, or at least the freedom that the wisdom of it brings, that you get, oh, this is just part of a cycle. I haven't screwed up everything. The world isn't against me, which is so easy to think. I can endure this because there is a new beginning coming here, right? It's just the fire is not burning because we didn't start the fire, except maybe in past lives. I guess Mr. Joel didn't take reincarnation into consideration when he wrote that song. Oh, dear God, I've been living on Long Island for far too long. It's time for a move, and I think that's going to happen soon. Last card down, The Blessed Bee by Lucy Cavendish. The hidden blessing, right? Within the lead, there's gold. You get lead in your bloodstream, danger. You get gold in your system. It's actually a healer. There's this thing called colloidal gold. Just everybody knows colloidal silver. Did you know there's a colloidal gold? It's just wicked expensive, right? So you do the alchemy. This is an indication of the hidden blessing. The light at the end of the tunnel. Doing this in August, really hot outside. You do this the best of your ability. You don't have to cross every T, dot every I, but this is probably what might be waiting for you at that new moon in Libra or thereabouts. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the pantheons of all pantheons, even though it's a Celtic deck, the pantheons of all traditions, lineages, and cultures, One card in clarity, please. What is the hidden blessing? The gold within the lead for the Aries collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading. That would come from the alchemy of them with humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning, with that phoenix energy on the inner heart, third eye crown, all at once, just transforming their whole interior world, with the Nine of Cups on the outer. That could be them, like really putting forth this sort of emotionally balanced somebody's wish fulfillment, or perhaps this is about something that they really, really want, but they need to honor the adversity. Even though if that's from the outside looking in, inside looking out, Nine of Cups is pretty good, but still, there has to be some element of here that really speaks of shadow work, of that phoenix in particular, which literally was talking about rising from ashes, so that their higher selves are saying, look, love endures. They will endure this, doesn't give up or lose faith, is hopeful and withstands every situation, but that's incrementally. Nobody's like that 24/7, 365, at least not in New York. With the spirit animal and totem of the horse, that they're free to do this. Everybody has the free will, but this is probably more about their freedom from adversity if they do the work, so that they can achieve that freedom, achieve something in their life, or they're free to then achieve what they need to know with that openness to lifelong learning. So all of that said, what's the hidden blessing? The gold within the lead. This full canoe, September 2022. A blessing on your sleep. Please. Please! Give me a blessing on my sleep. I maybe get 6 hours. I meditate a lot, though. I meditate in between readings. I'll work. Inner, outer. Oh, look, she's snuggling with an owl. She's snuggling with an owl. The horns of the moon. Oh, Avalon. Isle of Apples. Card number 6. I'm going to read the whole thing, and we do the blessings for real. As fun and bouncy as I like to be in these readings and being shadow reads, I do like to do these for real. Oh, so I'm going to do the blessing. It ends with the words, blessed be, and then really the reading is done. But if you want to stick around and chat for a little bit, I always release the collective in that last little minute or so at the end, by letting the goofy within find its freedom. Because it's been so chained so far, said nobody ever. Here we go. Please take a nice deep breath. Say it through me, Pantheons. Confer this blessing. Card number 6, a blessing upon your sleep. A blessing for a deep and peaceful sleep, full of wondrous dreams and long hours where the body and brain can focus entirely upon their rest and healing. Oh, it sounds wonderful. May you find the blessing of deep, good sleep. May it come to you easily, and when your head touches the pillow and your body stretches out in luxurious freedom, may you begin to drift immediately between the world of the waking and the world of the dreamer. May the slumber that comes be deep, so that all the extraneous sounds about you melt away, and there is only you and the other world we can inhabit when we sleep. That's the Ant-Man because he's cute. And other life where we dream and explore the wonders of lands that will only ever exist within these visions. May these dreams bring you food for rich thought in the days to come, wisdom to explore insights into your own consciousness and being and beauty beyond the waking imagination. May the body take its nourishment from the gorgeous rest. May the bones strengthen and knit the mind lose its worries and anxieties, and may whatever has troubled you in the waking hours be released for at least a time, as you enter entirely into this realm inhabited by the wonders of your own deeper self. Let the sleep be long and deep and peaceful and soothing and healing. When you awaken, dreamer, may you feel refreshed, as if a load has been taken from you. May your mind be cleared and your heart lightened, and may you rise easy and ready to engage with this day and know fully its delights. A blessing on your sleep again and again, for it is the key to your wellness and peace of mind. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. Blessed be. So motivating. And so it is. Makes sense. Student, learning, going through stuff on the inner, but it's really good on the outer, or it's going to be a wish fulfillment, honoring adversity, and love endures, and that makes sense. They're going to need the sleep to do that in order to achieve freedom. It does make sense. It's a good 8-card draw, so if it made sense for you, if it gave you some clues, tips, and hints, hit the thumbs up. Help the other Aries find the reading, please. And if you want more of me here on YouTube, please do subscribe. I'm going to be traveling, though, so hit the notification bell. Probably am traveling by the time you see this. And if you want more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more Mal, do consider coming to Patreon. On Patreon, it is my favorite thing. I love it so much. It goes clients, Patreon, YouTube, and everything else in terms of my divinatory skills and arts. So, yeah, come check out every day, pretty much in the morning, having a really good time, giving them exclusive content. Just did something for them last night that only they will see ever, and yet it's not OnlyFans. So, you want to come Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel Alliance, Markangelo Alliance, that you can now call Mal. And if you want to book me for a private reading, there's a link in the description box. Booking a reading with Mal explains it all for you, just like Clarissa, and apparently I'm not giving up that joke yet. Why? Because I love you. And I seriously wish you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed of this shadow work this full to new September 2022. And remember, you're not just doing this for you, you're doing it for all of us. May we all make our way through the fire, because it's been burning since the world's been turning. I love you. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.